Welcome back to AI Business English Daily. In the next 15 minutes, we'll unpack one important story from the world of AI, business, and technology, and help you learn the English behind it.
Today we're talking about Agentic AI and Codex, and the bigger question is, when AI stops being just a chatbot and starts acting like a team of assistants, how does work inside a company begin to change?
And to really understand this shift, we sort of need to set the stage for you, our listener, before we get into the data. So,
Yeah, let's start with a foundational question, right? For the people listening, what exactly makes an AI tool agentic instead of, just being a standard chat-based tool?
right. Well, it's the difference between asking a chatbot to write a single email versus giving an AI a delegated task to manage your entire inbox.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Chat-based is you typing a prompt, right? You
Oh,
say, write an email to my team. The AI writes it, you copy it, you send it. You're still driving the car.
right. It's just advanced autocomplete, really. You have to trigger every single step.
Exactly. But agentic AI, it fundamentally shifts that. Agentic means the system has agency. It can act independently to achieve a bigger goal.
So it's the shift from just, basic task assistance to actual delegated workflow execution for the modern knowledge worker.
Yes, exactly. You're telling the AI, monitor my inbox, draft replies to VIP clients, check my calendar, propose meeting times, and just put the drafts in a folder for me to review. It does all those steps without asking you for help at every turn.
Wow. Okay, so if an AI can do all of that, manage an entire schedule instead of just spell checking one document, that level of delegation has to be creating like massive spikes in daily output, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So who is actually using this right now? Do we have data on what this looks like inside an actual company?
We do, yeah. And the numbers are just staggering. So we're looking at a new research paper that was published on Archive on June 25th, 2026, and it details the internal operations over at OpenAI itself.
Which is incredibly revealing, right? Seeing how the creators use their own tools.
Exactly. And the paper highlights that within OpenAI, their usage of Codex, which is their more advanced integrated AI tool, is almost universal now. It's basically replaced the business use of standard ChatGPT for their employees.
Oh, wow. So they've completely migrated from chat to this agentic system.
Yeah, pretty much. And to measure the impact, the researchers tracked token output between November 2025 and June 2026. And for you listening, a token is just a piece of a word the AI generates. It's a metric for how much work is being done.
Right, it's the output metric. And the numbers in this paper, I mean, they are wild. Over that period, the median OpenAI employee in a legal role generated 13 times more monthly output tokens.
Wait, 13 times more.
13 times more, across Codex and ChatGPT combined.
That is, I mean, that's incredible. But let's clarify that for the listener, because it's not just a lawyer typing 13 times faster. Right.
Right, no, not at all. In a legal setting, an agentic AI is doing heavy lifting. A human employee might tell the agent, take this 50-page contract, cross-reference it against local laws, compare it to our last 20 contracts, and flag any discrepancies.
Ah, I see. So the AI is reading massive files and generating these huge analytical reports in the background.
Exactly. While the human lawyer is off doing something else entirely. That's where the explosion in tokens comes from.
That makes total sense.
And it gets even crazier for other departments. For the median researcher at OpenAI, they generated more than 50 times as many output tokens over that same period.
50 times more output.
Just wow. But I have to ask, is this just a weird anomaly inside a massive tech company? Or is this trend actually hitting the broader market?
Well, it is hitting the broader market and fast. If we look at a June 2026 report from Axios, we see this trend is just exploding.
Right. Axios reporting that Codex now has over 5 million weekly users, right? Which is a six-fold growth since their desktop app launched in February of that year. Yep. And here's the real twist from that Axios report. Knowledge workers now account for about 20% of those 5 million users.
20%. So non-developers make up a fifth of the user base for a tool that used to be just for coders.
Exactly. And they are adopting Codex 3 times faster than developers are. Office workers are the major growth driver now. They're using it for writing emails, managing documents, scheduling.
Data analysis, all of it. And mechanically, this works because Codex integrates directly with workplace software.
Yeah.
Right? It plugs into Slack, Microsoft Teams, digital calendars.
It lives exactly where normal business happens.
But I want to push back on this a little bit.
Oh, go for it.
We're throwing around these huge numbers. 50 times more tokens, millions of users. And I think there's a dangerous assumption happening here.
What do you mean?
Well, the idea that generating 50 times more text automatically means an employee is 50 times more productive.
Ah, yeah, that's a really fair critique.
Let me use an analogy for you and the listeners. Imagine you own a car factory. Suddenly you buy a machine that spits out 50 times more car parts.
Hmm.
But the assembly line, the human workers, they haven't changed. They can't build the cars any faster.
So you just end up with a massive bottleneck.
Exactly. You don't have more cars, you just have a huge pile of parts sitting on the floor. In the office, the tokens are the parts. If an AI generates 50 times more tokens, is the employee actually 50 times more productive? Or does it just create 50 times more reading for their manager?
That is such a good analogy, and it highlights the friction of this whole shift. We really need to clarify this for you listening. Rising adoption does not automatically prove a return on investment or business value.
Right. So does the data show people struggling with this bottleneck?
Yeah, it actually does. The Axios report had a super telling detail. They found that some power users are reporting actual mental fatigue from managing multiple AI-driven work streams.
Mental fatigue from managing the AI, not from doing the actual work.
Exactly. Think about managing 3 concurrent agents at once from a business perspective. You've got one agent running financial analysis, one drafting a contract, one negotiating meeting times in teams.
And it's using reusable skills to do all of that simultaneously.
Right. Having more agents and more reusable skills absolutely increases output, but it creates a mountain of review work.
Because at the end of the day, you have to read what it wrote. If the AI hallucinates a fake number in a financial report and you send it to the CEO, you can't blame the agent. Your job is on the line.
Yep. The assembly line gets backed up. So if agentic AI spreads beyond engineering into marketing, HR, legal, the core business questions completely change. They stop being about AI capabilities.
And they start being about governance, role design, and manager attention. Companies urgently need process standardization. They have to figure out how to manage the coordination cost and the cognitive overhead of all these systems.
Exactly. Because if you don't standardize, the productivity gains are just totally wiped out by the sheer exhaustion of managing the machines.
Absolutely. Well, look, we've just used some incredibly important high-level vocabulary to analyze this shift. And we want to make sure you, our global English learners, can actually use these concepts in your own careers.
Yeah, so we're going to pause the narrative here and do a quick masterclass. We have 12 essential business English expressions from this story.
For each term, we'll give you a plain English explanation and a practical business sentence. We will tell you to take a brief pause after each term so you can really absorb it before we explain it.
Sounds good. Let's build that toolkit. Term number 1, agentic AI. Just take a moment to listen to that. Agentic AI.
So agentic AI refers to artificial intelligence systems that can take independent action to achieve a goal, rather than just waiting for a human prompt.
And here's your example sentence. Our new agentic AI software automatically prioritizes customer tickets and drafts responses without needing a manager's approval.
Perfect. Term number 2, workflow redesign. Take a second for that one. Workflow redesign.
Workflow redesign is basically the process of completely changing how a sequence of tasks is done from start to finish, usually to make it more efficient with new technology.
Right. An example would be implementing the new automation tools will require a complete workflow redesign for our accounting department.
Okay, term number 3, concurrent agents. Just listen to the phrase, concurrent agents.
Concurrent agents are multiple independent AI assistants that are running and performing different tasks at the exact same time.
So you could say, the platform allows you to deploy 3 concurrent agents to handle data entry, fact-checking, and formatting simultaneously.
Nice. Term number 4, delegated task. Take a moment. Delegated task.
A delegated task is a piece of work that you've officially assigned to someone else, or in this case, to an AI to complete for you.
And in a business context, you'd say, reviewing the daily compliance logs is a delegated task that the AI handles overnight.
Moving on to term number 5, knowledge worker. Pause for a second. Knowledge worker.
A knowledge worker is a professional whose main asset is their knowledge. So their job is to think, analyze, and strategize, rather than doing physical labor.
For example, as a knowledge worker, your primary value comes from strategic problem solving, not just processing routine data.
Exactly. Term number 6, operating model. Just hear that phrase, operating model.
An operating model is a high-level blueprint. It describes how an organization delivers value and how people, processes, and tech all work together.
So you might hear, The shift toward artificial intelligence is forcing the executive team to update our entire operating model.
Okay, we're halfway there. Term number 7, review loop. Take a beat to absorb that. Review loop.
A review loop is the recurring process where work is submitted, checked for errors, and then sent back for corrections before the final approval.
You could use it like this. We need to shorten our review loop so that marketing documents get approved within 24 hours.
Term number 8, coordination cost. Think about that one. Coordination cost.
Coordination cost is the time, energy, and money a company has to spend just to organize people and systems so they work together smoothly.
Right. So, while the AI tools are cheap, the coordination cost of getting 5 different departments to use them properly is actually quite high.
Term number 9, cognitive overhead. Just listen to that, cognitive overhead.
Cognitive overhead is the mental effort required to learn or manage complex tasks. It's that mental burden that causes fatigue.
An example would be constantly switching between our email system and the new AI platform creates way too much cognitive overhead for the staff.
Term number 10, reusable skill. Take a second for this one. Reusable skill.
A reusable skill is a standardized program function that can be saved and used repeatedly across different projects or by different people.
So you might say, we programmed the AI to format spreadsheets, which is now a reusable skill that all managers can access.
Almost done. Term number 11, process standardization. Listen to the rhythm of that. Process standardization.
Process standardization is establishing a consistent, uniform set of rules for how a specific business activity should always be done.
For instance, process standardization ensures that every new client receives the exact same high-quality onboarding experience.
And finally, term number 12, management span. Take a final pause for that one. Management span.
Management span, which you might also hear as span of control, is the number of direct reports or AI systems that a single manager can effectively supervise at one time.
Right. With automated assistants handling routine approvals, the director's management span has increased from 8 to 15 direct reports.
Awesome. We highly encourage you to practice those 12 expressions. They are so vital for participating in these global conversations about the future of work.
They really are. Well, let's bring all this together now. We've covered a ton of ground today, right from the massive token growth inside OpenAI to the mental fatigue hitting the broader market. Let's distill this deep dive into 3 clear takeaways for you.
I'll start with takeaway number 1. AI is moving away from simple chat assistants. We are officially in the era of agentic AI, where systems execute complex, delegated tasks. The software isn't just writing text anymore, it's actively managing your workflows in the background.
And takeaway number 2, non-developers are the ones driving the fastest adoption right now. Knowledge workers make up 20% of Codex users, and they are adopting the tool 3 times faster than developers. They're changing routine tasks completely by integrating AI straight into Slack and Teams.
And takeaway number 3. While the productivity potential is absolutely massive, so is the management complexity. Having 50 times more output tokens demands stricter review loops and serious workflow redesign. More output doesn't mean more business value unless you actually manage those coordination costs.
Exactly. Which brings us to a final sort of provocative thought to leave you with today. As organizations keep building these massive libraries of reusable AI skills, the primary role of a human manager is going to fundamentally transform. Your most valuable skill will no longer be doing the work yourself. Instead, your job will be editing, governing, and coordinating the work of machines. You're going to move from being a creator to being an editor.
Which part of your work would you trust an agent to handle first? Research, drafting, scheduling, analysis, or something else?